Hello everyone, this is Gamer with Opinions and we're back with another mod review, and this time we'll be reviewing the Mundus Vincere or Vincere, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Vincere being the classic Latin pronunciation, or translated to win the world, basically. It's a mod by the frankster, quite interesting, and I have added a small mod to that, which is Ganem, so the new UI from Ganem. He changes fonts in some menus. Really nice, really good. It's a fix that has been done in Medieval, I think. I don't know why it wasn't upgraded yet, but here it is. So, this is based on the 270 gap by Weber. We have in this mod 200 factions. Yeah, 200 factions. 11 new playable ones. And here is where it gets interesting. So in the factions, we have your usual culprit. Rome is one faction, of course. When you go with that many factions, you merge the Romans. So Roman, Macedonian, the Egyptian, the Seleucids, the Carthaginian, the people of Pontus, the Arvanese. That's where we're starting to have the variation. So Averni, the tribe which Vercingetorix came from. The Semnons, the Iceni. Iceni is a very interesting starting position. Um, Quite interesting. I've tested it. Like usual, I've play tested 3 campaigns, 25 turns and up. I'll show you the result of one. So the Icenies is a very interesting starting position. Armenians are OP, honestly. Getae, it's a hard game. Spartans have a fighting chances in this, but they'll be fighting, and fighting. Maseli, another hard starting position, by the way. Tested it. Aribachi, Adresian. Adresian are kind of strange. To me, the campaign is too easy with them. Arvieri, the Thailands, the Nervai, the Boli, or Boy, the Galatians, one of my favorite tribe. Yeah, they gave them the else. We've got the Athenians, Massilian, Pergames. Pergames is kind of weak in this scenario. The Syracusan. This is a very interesting campaign to play, my friends. I've tested it. Basically, I couldn't succeed to survive if I didn't have at least three heroic victories in a row against three full stacks, Romans and mainly Carthaginians. Yeah, Carthaginians. Three full stacks of Carthaginians to survive with Syracuse. But if you can get through this, you have an interesting campaign, and you can actually even have a kind of a peace with Rome. So I had a peace for a long time with Rome in that scenario. Very interesting. And the Lusitani, of course, one of the Iberian tribes. I do love Iberian. Knows. If you don't know Iceni Total War, please go to his channel, subscribe, and watch. He does tons of playthrough in different mods, in different Home Total War product. Great guy. So here we have our starting, and you can see that the font is not exactly the same. The historical information is pretty good. So I'll just load the game, load campaign. We're gonna get our day save. That's the last campaign I was checking out. I do love the red, old-styled splash screens. I really like them. By the way, I didn't mention, but the starting position on the world map are exact. So when you click a faction, you actually see the territory where it belongs. One of the funny thing about having a mod, because I've tested a few that I've expanded the roster to ludicrous amounts. Saying ludicrous amount, it's not really, but it is. So like 100+ factions. And there is one tendency that I can see that emerges as you add factions. So this is the Elyrians, basically. I did have a good campaign, but I'm waging war on at least 3 fronts. Everybody's against me here. So that's kind of sweet, but I did manage to get a alliance with Elyrians. So if you were looking at the troops, and that is what surprises me. I have militia uplights. I mean, I just started training good uplights, and I do have horse archers, the bad ones. And that's basically what I have. I can train some peltas too now, somewhere. So that's what I got. And with that, I was able to actually wage my war and be able to attack and defend. But like you see, it's victories and heroic victories here and heroic victories here, and that's only like not even a third, I think, of the heroic victories I had. I've lost so many leaders, it's not even funny. So it's really a great campaign to play the Elyrian in this mod. So what I was saying about the tendency. Well, here it is. You might actually lose more often to time than to actual war, meaning that with so many cities to conquer and so many factions, what happened is that some factions do have an easier time to actually accomplish their victory conditions. Thus, basically, you lose. You can continue the game, whatever, but from a game standpoint, you just lost. So, having those faction added will add a difficulty to the game if you want to play it strictly by the rules, meaning I gotta get my achievements before everybody else. That is something that needs to be balanced a bit, because those mods here, when you go with 200 factions and or less, like 100 to 200 factions, basically, um, this is for a long grind campaign. This is not like for sweeping the map. It's not what you're looking for in those type of campaigns. Because you'll run out of steam. There's too many cities to conquer. So as good as you might be, eventually you'll run out of steam. So that's kind of my point here, that there is a rebalance to be thought of. Basically, what I would do is simply readjust the victory conditions so that they cannot be reached too fast by AI factions, giving the player time to actually play this game. As you can see, this is the Weberd 270 map, a beautiful map. I'm using also the ECC mod and the blood mod from Swagger, the ECC from Ganem. This is those are all compatible. They work really well in there. And I'm also using extended portrait because no portrait in the game, and I hate having a family tree that has no portraits in them for girls, among other things. So as you see, none of our leaders had a natural death. There was one traitor here that was very funny. So, like, this is the, you see what the mod does for the portraits. It simply adds portraits, but, I mean, it's so simple and stupid. I don't know why Creative and Feral haven't fixed this since it came out. It should never have been released, actually, with that feature not working. So, other than that, well, it is a very, very interesting mod, to be honest. It's not that rich in units and stuff, and I mean, the art is alright. It's not the most mind-blowing art I've seen in a mod. We'll just go to the main menu and go check, just to show you the common starting position. And the armies at the same time. So, like I said, this is not the most astounding from a visual point of view. The soundtrack has not really been reworked. This is the classical soundtrack, which is iconic to say the least. So there's nothing wrong there. Where I am a bit disappointed, honestly, is the rebalance. So here's the Roman starting territory, quite large, as you can see, and with still loads of work to do. If we look at a sample of troops, you're going to get your light infantry stati. And we have also some principes. Look at the stats, pretty usual stats. Some archers, again, pretty usual stats. So that's it's pretty much run of the mill. Like I said, the art is alright. It's not the most striking art I've ever seen, of course, but it's not the worst either. So basically, very fun mod to play. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10 for the reason I'll be enumerated after. I'll start with saying what is good about it. So it is fun. You have your vanilla experience extended. Meaning that you're getting into a more tactical game way earlier. The AI is aggressive with so many factions. It of course comes to senses that it will, and there's less rebel settlements, so you don't have cities that are that easy to grab. Even the rebel settlements are actually defended decently. So the mod does give you a kick on the map itself. Battle, no improvement whatsoever from vanilla on the battle aspect. You can win your battle easy with basic tactics. All the usual problems out there. Bugs like, I don't know, the militia cavalry when you want to switch it to force an attack instead of going missile. Sometimes it just won't do it. Pathfinding, especially in the town square area, blah blah blah. All the known issues in battle are there. So nothing has been fixed for that aspect. So battles are not a problem per se to win, even against troops that are better than yours. That is a bit of a letdown, but I have not mentioned this is a work in progress. It will be upgraded as we go. There is a second campaign that I'm not bothering to show because it is heavily under development right now. So for different reasons, but mainly to showcase it at its best. I'm gonna wait and do a second video on that mod once the second campaign has been improved. Um, Overall, like I said, 7.5. So what I found that was a letdown was no, the stats, the balance and the stats are not very good. Could be improved. Other than that, honestly, I just would like to see more playables eventually, but it's not needed. The proposed factions are very nice, but there is fun to be had with adding some factions like let's say the Nabateans to give some counterplay in Africa, make Africa a bit funnier with more competitive factions over there. And maybe beef up India as well. India is often overlooked, but this part can be beefed and made more interesting, like an emerging Indian kingdom. There's a few. So this is it. Diplomacy, well, it's pretty much as usual. So the AI does bribe your troops. So on that aspect, it's like vanilla. It's not more aggressive, but it's coming from more opponents. Since there's more factions, you get diplomatically attacked, and also your merchants get attacked a lot by competition, since there's a lot of competition out there. So this is it overall. 7.5, a really nice experience. Kudos to the frankster for this work. I'll be very happy to showcase whatever works is done on it afterward once it has been improved. Keep it up, man. We need people like you to further this home remastered product because the resources given by Feral are actually decent since the patches. So now the modders can really go crazy with it. Let's see what the community can come up with. So thank you for watching. I'll be making videos. I hope soon I'll be able to start making videos on a more regular basis, but life is crazy. If some of you haven't noticed out there, well, so the COOF is still very active, and I'm in the health worker category, so I gotta work. And plus with these inflations and stuff, you know, that this brings me back to the 80s. I know we're heading for times that will not be pleasant, and you can't pass up on money. And honestly, this is a hobby for me. So I'll try to put as much effort as I can in the next few months, but please don't hold it against me if I don't have time to make as much as I would like. So well, do that good stuff, you know, like, subscribe, share. It blesses the algorithms. Even though I don't have the time, I'd like to see this little channel grow a little bit more. And there's only like 1/3 of you watching that are actually subscribed. Maybe today is the day you'll press that red button. This was Gamer with Opinion. Thank you very much for listening, and see you next time.